Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter-dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video.
Top 1 today, we're diving into a modern treasure that many people might overlook in their pocket change. The United States of America state quarter dollar from 2015, celebrating the Kisatchie National Forest in Louisiana. Don't let its ordinary look fool you, because this coin holds secrets that make it one of the most fascinating and valuable quarters for collectors. So sit back, listen carefully, and enjoy, because you don't want to miss a single detail about this rare beauty. The 2015 Kisatchie quarter is part of the America the Beautiful series, which was launched to honor national parks and historic sites across the country. Louisiana's proud contribution to this series was the Kisatchie National Forest, a breathtaking natural wonder filled with longleaf pines, wildlife, and some of the most pristine landscapes in the South. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see a wild turkey taking flight above the tall pines, symbolizing freedom and the untamed beauty of the forest. On the obverse, of course, sits the familiar portrait of George Washington, the founding face of American coinage. Now you might be wondering, how could a quarter from just 2015 possibly be rare? After all, millions were minted and used in everyday circulation. But here, where things get exciting. While most of these coins are common pocket change, certain examples stand apart because of their condition, rarity, and fascinating minting errors that slipped past inspection at the U.S. Mint. Collectors know that condition is everything. A 2015 Kisatchie quarter that has been through vending machines, pockets, and cash registers is worth only its face value. But a coin in pristine, uncirculated condition, one that has never been handled and still carries that perfect luster, becomes something much more. Collectors crave these flawless examples, and the value rises dramatically when the coin looks like it just came out of the mint yesterday. Even more incredible are the error coins. Sometimes during minting, tiny mistakes happen: off-center strikes, double dies, missing letters, or unusual metal flaws. These mistakes might seem small, but to collectors they are golden opportunities. An error coin is like a fingerprint. No two are exactly alike, and that uniqueness makes them extremely desirable. With the Kisatchie quarter, some known errors include double die strikes that make the details of the turkey or the lettering appear doubled, as well as off-center strikes that give the design a shifted or unusual look. These rare minting quirks transform an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. But rarity isn't just about errors, it's also about scarcity and high grade. Professional grading services often certify coins as mint state, with MS65, MS67, or even higher grades marking them as exceptional pieces. The higher the grade, the rarer the coin, and the higher its value climbs. Collectors around the world compete fiercely to add these top-graded Kisatchie quarters to their collections, driving the price into truly astonishing territory. Now comes the part you've been waiting for. If you are lucky enough to own a 2015 Kisatchie state quarter dollar in flawless, uncirculated condition, or one with a rare and dramatic minting error, its value could reach an incredible $78,000. Yes, $78,000 for a single state quarter that many people might overlook as pocket change. Just imagine finding one of these treasures tucked away in a coin jar or hidden in your collection. It would be like striking gold without even knowing it. So, check your coins carefully, pay attention to the details, and never underestimate the power of rarity in the world of numismatics. These hidden gems are out there, waiting to be discovered, and who knows, you might be holding a fortune in your hand right now. Top 2, we're turning our attention to one of the earliest releases in the U.S. state quarter program, the Massachusetts quarter from the year 2000. At first glance, it may seem like just another state quarter that millions of people carried in their pockets, but listen carefully, because this particular coin can hold a story of rarity, value, and sometimes even a small fortune. The Massachusetts quarter was released as part of the 50 State Quarters program, one of the most popular coin series in U.S. history. Each state was honored with a design that captured its history, culture, and pride. For Massachusetts, the coin features a striking image of the Minuteman statue, standing tall with his musket, representing the brave citizen soldiers of the American Revolution. Behind him is an outline of the state itself, reminding us of Massachusetts' role as the birthplace of American independence. On the obverse side, of course, we see the familiar face of George Washington, tying the series to the long tradition of U.S. coinage. But here, where the story gets truly exciting. While millions of Massachusetts quarters were minted in the year 2000, not every coin is created equal. Collectors know that rarity isn't always about how many were made, it's about how many survived in exceptional condition or how many carry unique minting errors that make them one of a kind. Most of these coins pass through hands, vending machines, and cash registers, wearing down over time. A circulated quarter from this series will usually only be worth its face value. But a Massachusetts quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition, one that still shines like the day it left the mint, is a completely different story. Collectors pay special attention to these higher-grade coins because they are far harder to find. Then, of course, there are the errors. Error coins are where things get really interesting. During the minting process, small mistakes sometimes happen, like double strikes that create a doubled image, off-center strikes that shift the design, or missing details in the lettering and imagery. With the Massachusetts quarter, some known errors include doubling on the date, the letters, or even details of the Minuteman design. Other coins may show die cracks or unusual metal flaws that give them a unique appearance. These errors are rare, unpredictable, and highly sought after by collectors who are willing to pay big money for them. Another factor that makes this coin so fascinating is the timing. Being one of the very first quarters in the state quarter program, released at the beginning of the new millennium, it carries extra sentimental and historical value. Collectors around the world often prefer the earlier state quarters, and the Massachusetts issue stands tall as one of the most memorable designs of the entire series. Now, here comes the part you've been waiting for, the value. If you happen to own a Massachusetts quarter from the year 2000 that is not only in flawless, uncirculated condition, but also carries a rare minting error, its value could soar to an incredible $75,000. Yes, $75,000 for a single quarter that most people would pass over without a second thought. That's the magic of coin collecting. Ordinary objects can turn out to be extraordinary treasures. So check your change, dig into your old coin jars, and take a closer look at those state quarters. You never know when you might be holding a hidden gem worth a fortune. Top 3. We're taking a journey to the deep south to explore a coin that represents history, culture, and hidden value. The United States of America state quarter dollar from Louisiana, released in 2002. At first glance, it might look like just another state quarter, but as you'll see, this little piece of metal has secrets that make it an absolute treasure for collectors. So listen carefully and enjoy this video all the way through, because by the end you'll discover just how much this coin can really be worth. The Louisiana quarter was the 18th coin released in the famous 50-state quarters program. This program ran from 1999 to 2008 and captured the hearts of millions of Americans, turning everyday change into collectible history. Louisiana's design celebrates one of the most culturally rich states in the nation. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find an image of a brown pelican, the official state bird, alongside a trumpet and musical notes, symbols of Louisiana's vibrant jazz heritage. And behind it all, a map highlights the dramatic Louisiana Purchase of 1803, one of the most important events in American history. The obverse side of the coin continues the tradition with George Washington's portrait, tying together this series with the long history of U.S. coinage. But while the design alone makes this coin special, what truly excites collectors is its rarity in certain forms. You see, millions of Louisiana quarters were minted for circulation, which means most of them passed through countless hands, vending machines, and cash registers. Those ordinary, well-worn quarters are still worth only 25 cents, but the story changes entirely when you find one in pristine, uncirculated condition, coins that shine with their original luster untouched by time. These are the examples that collectors seek out, and the rarer the condition, the higher the value climbs. And then there's the magic of minting errors. Every once in a while during the striking process at the U.S. Mint, mistakes happen. Some Louisiana quarters show doubling in the letters or numbers, making the text appear slightly doubled under magnification. Others may have off-center strikes where the design is shifted noticeably. Some even carry die cracks or unusual metal flaws that make them one of a kind. These rare errors are like hidden treasures inside the treasure, and collectors will pay a premium to own them. Another factor that makes this coin appealing is its cultural importance. Louisiana is famous worldwide for its music, food, and history. Having a state quarter that combines the Louisiana Purchase, the Pelican, and jazz makes it one of the most visually striking and symbolic designs in the entire series. For collectors, coins that tell a rich story often command more interest and higher prices. Now here's the part you've been waiting for, the value. If you happen to own a Louisiana state quarter from 2002 in flawless, uncirculated condition, or better yet, one with a rare minting error, it could be worth an astonishing $73,000. Yes, you heard that right. $73,000 for a single quarter that most people might overlook as ordinary pocket change. Imagine finding one of these in your old coin jar or tucked away in a collection. It would feel like winning the lottery in the form of a tiny piece of history. So the next time you come across a Louisiana state quarter, don't pass it by without a closer look. That little piece of metal could be hiding a fortune. Top 4, we're heading west to the Silver State itself to talk about the United States of America state quarter dollar from Nevada, minted in 2006. At first glance, it might just look like another state quarter, but listen carefully, because this coin hides fascinating stories, rare varieties, and unbelievable values that every collector dreams about. The Nevada quarter was the 36th release in the legendary 50 state quarters program, a program that turned coin collecting into a national passion. Each state received a unique design, and Nevada's is truly striking. On the reverse, you'll see a trio of wild mustangs galloping freely across open land, with mountains and sagebrush in the background. Above them, a shining sun rises high, and the words, "The Silver State," proudly remind us of Nevada's long history with silver mining. On the obverse side, of course, is the timeless portrait of George Washington. But here's the thing, while millions of these Nevada quarters were minted, not every coin tells the same story. For collectors, the magic lies in rarity, condition, and error varieties. Let's break it down. Most of these coins ended up in everyday circulation, tossed in pockets, used in vending machines, and forgotten in jars. Those examples, while fun to keep, are generally only worth face value. But if you find a Nevada quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition, a coin that looks as if it left the mint yesterday, then you have something special. Collectors love coins with sharp details, full luster, and no scratches, and the better the condition, the more valuable the coin becomes. Even more exciting are the rare errors. Error coins happen when something unusual occurs during the minting process. For the Nevada state quarter, collectors have identified several error types. Some coins show double die errors, where parts of the design, such as the horses, sun rays, or lettering, appear doubled. Others may have off-center strikes, giving the coin a slightly shifted or unbalanced look. And there are even coins with die cracks or filled-in letters that make them one of a kind. Why do collectors love error coins so much? Because no two are exactly alike. These unique quirks transform an ordinary state quarter into something rare and irreplaceable. And when rarity combines with the popularity of the 50 state quarters series, the value can skyrocket. The Nevada quarter also has a special place in collector history because of the symbolism of its design. The wild mustangs represent the spirit of freedom and the untamed beauty of the American West. The rising sun stands for hope and new beginnings, while the phrase, "the Silver State," connects back to Nevada's proud mining history. Coins with such powerful stories tend to attract even more interest, not only from American collectors, but also from enthusiasts around the world. Now, here comes the moment you've been waiting for, the value. If you happen to own a Nevada state quarter from 2006 in flawless, uncirculated condition, or one with a rare and dramatic minting error, its value could reach an astonishing $71,000. Yes, you heard that right, $71,000 for a single Nevada quarter that many people would simply overlook as spare change. Imagine the thrill of pulling one of these coins from an old collection or finding it tucked away in a coin roll. It would be like striking silver and gold at the same time. So the next time you come across a Nevada state quarter, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look at the details, check for condition, and watch out for unusual errors. You never know, you might be holding a small piece of metal that's worth a small fortune. Top 5, we're heading to New York to take a close look at one of the most fascinating pieces in the America the Beautiful series, the 2015 Saratoga State Quarter. At first glance, it may look like just another modern quarter, but listen carefully, because this coin is full of history, symbolism, and potential value that could surprise even the most experienced collector. The Saratoga Quarter was released in 2015 to honor Saratoga National Historical Park in New York, a site that commemorates one of the most pivotal battles of the American Revolution. The Battle of Saratoga in 1777 is often called the turning point of the war, when American forces secured a decisive victory that convinced France to join the fight for independence. To capture this powerful moment, the coin's reverse shows the surrender of British General John Bergen, symbolized by a British sword being handed over to an American officer. It is a scene of triumph, unity, and the spirit of freedom. On the obverse, we see the traditional portrait of George Washington, keeping the coin rooted in America's numismatic tradition. But while the design is packed with history, collectors know that not every Saratoga quarter is equal. Millions were minted and the majority ended up in circulation, tossed in pockets, wallets, and vending machines. Those everyday quarters are worth only 25 cents. But here, where the story gets interesting, when condition, rarity, and minting errors come into play, some of these coins can become incredibly valuable. Collectors search tirelessly for examples in pristine, uncirculated condition. A Saratoga quarter that has never been used, still gleaming with its original mint luster, is already more desirable than a circulated one. The highest graded examples, certified by professional grading services, can bring in astonishing prices at auction because of their rarity in such perfect condition. And then there are the error coins. Sometimes during the minting process, something unusual happens that escapes quality control. For the Saratoga quarter, known errors include double die strikes where the sword or the lettering looks slightly doubled. There are also off-center strikes that shift the design, making the sword or text appear oddly placed. In some rare cases, coins may even show die cracks or missing details. These mistakes transform an ordinary coin into a one-of-a-kind rarity, and collectors will pay huge premiums to own them. The Saratoga quarter also has the advantage of being part of the later America the Beautiful series, which means fewer people set them aside compared to the earlier state quarters. This makes high-quality examples harder to find today, adding another layer of rarity that serious collectors love. Now here comes the moment you've been waiting for, the value. If you happen to own a Saratoga State quarter from 2015 in flawless, uncirculated condition, or better yet, one with a rare minting error, its value could reach an incredible $70,000. Yes, you heard that right, $70,000 for a single quarter that most people would overlook as pocket change. Imagine the excitement of pulling one of these coins from a collection or discovering it in a roll of quarters. It would be like holding a piece of history and fortune at the same time. So, the next time you come across a Saratoga quarter, take a moment to study it carefully. Look for sharp details, perfect condition, or unusual errors that set it apart. You never know, you might be holding a treasure worth far more than you realize. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of rare coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss another story of hidden treasures. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.